Good evening, folks. Say hello to Sunspot 2975. This is Sunspot Group 2975. Hello. This little bugger here between here and here has really been giving us a lot of headaches, and it ain't done yet. And actually, before too long, this bugger might start popping off here too. I mean, that's getting pretty big. Guess what just happened, folks? Can you guess? Over here at spaceweatherlive.com, I was literally just checking to dig some stuff up to do a different kind of video today, and I might end it on that, what I was researching, and we literally, as I was here, just had an M2.91, I mean just, like as I was pulling stuff up to do a different video, this pops up, and I'm like, are you kidding me? So, you're hearing it here first, folks, another M.291, right off of that doggone 2975, you little stinker you. Our KP index is at a 4, and as you can see here, our aurora is pretty high, down here on the southern hemisphere as well, especially in Antarctica, and here is where our power is. We're looking at our hemispheric power, 62 gigawatts. Yes, we are rolling with those gigawatts. Doing pretty well. That we should check our pressure here in just a moment. I bet our pressure's doing well. And jumping over here to Space Weather Prediction Center, we're going to check our aurora. Look at this, it's actually looking pretty good. So if you happen to be out doing an aurora chaser, you might want to get outside. Look at that. Oh yeah. Look like up in Canada, you'll be doing alright. Even maybe into northern Minnesota, maybe even the UP. If you happen to be a Youper, yes, I'm actually a Michigan boy. I'm a troll. So we're over here at GOES 16 SUVI. Let's check out composite of 195 angstroms of light. We're going to see them pop off right over here, 2975. And hello. There it is. It is on the declination. It is starting to decline, so it was just a quick little pop. Don't really see much in the way of a solar tsunami, but we'll have to get some more data off of it. We'll have to wait for it to catch up. Like I said, it literally just popped off. But usually when it hits, like as it's declining, we should have seen some form of a wave, but time will tell. And as we're over here checking out our decibels of absorption, we're going to back it up a little bit. You can see we're getting little snaps and crackles, getting between 10 to 12 pretty much all day today. And then we just had this guy popping right. Here she comes. Bam. We are looking right about 32 to 33 decibels of absorption. That's a good chunk there, folks. Now, luckily, it wasn't a very long event. When it came in, it popped, and she's climbing down actually pretty quickly. So, there may not be much for a coronal mass ejection out of this, just because it doesn't seem to be like a very long period of time. It's actually pretty quick, but we'll have to see by tomorrow morning. As we check out our Ace Mag and Sweep Ham, this little first dash here below the zero is at -10. Once it gets to about -6, we know that we're starting to be in event mode, which is, I mean, we are at KP4, so that'd be about halfway, and it looks like we're kind of dancing in and out of event. So when this is at -6 and this is +6, it's a definite. So yeah, I would say we're having a little bits of an event mode. Let's actually tell you what. Let's do this together. Let's go over and check out our pressures. We need to get down and check those pressures out. Where are we at here? I think I need to go up. Yep, here we go. Geomagnetosphere movies. Let's come on down. Check our pressure. Oh boy. Yeah, this right here is the X flare that popped off. Okay. Ooh, come on now. Jeez Louise, it's all over the place. This right here will be our X flare that popped off. That's going to be impacting us. I was kind of expecting it to hit at any time. And here it is. But as you can notice, our geomagnetic shield is doing just shield, field, however you want to refer to it. It's the same thing. It is doing just fine. It is a field, but it's also our shield. Doing just fine. So we're alright with that, folks. This is not that big a deal. Remember what I was showing you guys earlier? Right here, 0 is where it is. Where when there's no event, okay, and when we first saw that first hit from that cannibal CME, remember it came all the way back here to 30. So this right here, it lets you know that we're doing it, even though you see it's all dark and red. It's not scary when you see this line all the way back here to 50. in red. I mean, I've seen it that way. I've seen it actually go up here where it would have actually touched the finger of it, like over here, like off screen. So yeah, we're holding up just fine. And as we look over here at our Italian model for our Schumann resonance, this right here is our electromagnetic field, and as we can see, there is some form of event going on here. So let's scroll on down here. Oh yeah, now this is our Schumann. Definitely having some spikes going on. Absolutely, geophone, without a doubt. If we scroll down here and we look at what happened yesterday, because technically this is April 2nd, according to UTC time, we've been having the busy couple of days there, haven't we, folks? Notice how it's just like increased and gotten heavier and heavier? Boy. Now, with the Schumann, folks, we can actually be experiencing, you can experience headaches, migraines, backaches, dizziness, things like that. When that happens, please understand there's nothing wrong with you. It's just that you are sensitive to space weather or things that are happening. It does affect people. Okay? And I know it sounds silly, but an aluminum foil hat, if you're experiencing severe migraines or headaches, try an aluminum foil hat on your head. You might find, I know it sounds silly, but you might find out that it works. It works for me. When it's really severe, it works for my mom. My mom has had brain surgery, actually. She had a tumor removed. And I just kind of jokingly said to her about the aluminum foil hat, and she put it on, and it instantly worked. So, because her head is very sensitive to things. So, it really does work, folks. Now, with the Schumann going off and with everything that we know that's happening out here on our sun, I mean, there is all kinds of activity, and it's gotta make some people wonder. I mean, we can clearly see things going on our sun, and with our planet, how this affects us. Now, does anybody happen to know, like, what could possibly be affecting our Earth and our sun besides the normal cycle? Now, there is a normal cycle. Okay, we do have to keep our eye on this bugger because it's definitely getting up there. But more importantly, has anybody heard about what's going on in Antarctica? Now, for those of you who don't know, on March 18th, news emerged of a heat wave in eastern Antarctica at Lake Vostok, right here. Okay, the epicenter of which was the Vostok region that sits atop a mysterious lake 2 miles under the ice sheet. Scientists are baffled by the heat surge of more than 70 degrees above average temperatures and are seeking answers. We're talking 70 degrees Fahrenheit, okay, by the way. So, this is huge. Now, please understand, I follow and look at information from different sides of variations, okay? This right here is Michael Sala's website, and according to them, from what their intel, they're saying that it is an actual arc, a space arc that has been activated, and it's heating up the whole region, and it's a huge ordeal. Okay, and I'm not going to say, oh yes, it's right, or oh no, it's wrong. I'm just going to say it's possible. It's something to take in and to have in consideration. But there are some other things to have consideration for. This guy right here. Does anybody know what this is? This is Nemesis, our second sun. And the reason I say it's something to keep in consideration, it could be a space arc down in Antarctica, but it could also be Nemesis, because Nemesis, our second sun, does come around every 3,600 years, and he has a very different orbit. Now, to be clear on something, it's not Nibiru I'm talking about Nemesis. Nibiru, like the other satellites or planets of Nemesis, which is our second sun, orbit this brown dwarf star in a counterclockwise fashion. So, if this is Nemesis, Nibiru is a planet that goes around Nemesis, which is our second sun, that comes around like this. We are a binary solar system, okay? But its orbit is a wee bit different. It comes in like this. Okay, so if we're going around it, on a perihelion, okay, this one comes in from underneath. Well, actually, hang on a second. Yes, this is a little bit better. Wormwood, it's also known as Wormwood Nemesis. Well, it comes in from underneath us and comes up and goes around, but not quite, perfect like this. It's more of an angle like this. Okay, now, if you think about this for a minute, the South Pole is underneath us. And if this is a second sun, it's going to be hot not quite as hot as our sun, obviously, but it will also cause heating of our poles, of our South Pole as it's coming in. Absolutely. Now, the flares that we're getting with the coronal mass ejections, I mean, it's charged particles, it's hot. That's coming at Earth, and right now, we're technically, the South Pole is a little more facing the sun than the North Pole, so the South Pole could also be getting those more of the heat from that as well. So there are definitely a multitude of possibilities, but this is not one we should just kind of dismiss necessarily, if you know what I mean. Now, the reason I say we shouldn't count that out too much, and that's something we should consider, is this guy right here. Let me introduce you to Maldek. Maldek is actually a planet that used to exist between Mars and Jupiter. Okay, now this is in cuneiform text, okay, Sumerian. Now, a lot of people say, oh, not necessarily true, but consider this. Solar system scope, here's Mars, here's Jupiter. Look what lies between them. A huge asteroid belt, meteor belt, whatever you want to call it. This used to be a planet, folks, and it was destroyed the last time it came through, or a couple times ago, I don't even know. But this is an asteroid belt. This used to be a planet. These little remnants are bits of a planet. And some of the theories are that the Earth is actually what used to be part of this planet here, Maldek. And when it got destroyed and reformed, it became the Earth. So, yeah, lots of crazy stuff. So, I mean, when you look at this, but then, wait a minute. What's this out here? You see it? We got another one out there too. So that means, let's see if this one's out. Nope, I gotta go the other way with it. Excuse me. That would mean if this is a planet, this might have been a planet as well. Do you see what I mean? So we could have, this thing, when Nemesis comes around, it may have been smacking a few planets as it comes through and destroying them. So that's something that we need to keep in mind. Especially the inner one. That's the one we need to worry about more than anything. Alright, but we do have our eyes open for it, but we should be preparing as well. So keep your eyes open, folks. No fear. And remember that love is the only way forward. Solar Wolf out.